Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. A lot of topics to cover today, so I'm going to get right into it. Fasten your seatbelts. Let's get going. First, a really special thing happened this week here in Kenton. Our art department celebrated the opening of the groundbreaking exhibit at the Family Support Center, and this exhibit was entitled Love the Skin You're In, a Celebration of Humanity. And it features work that celebrates and explores the beauty of diversity by students of all ages from Franklin Elementary, Franklin Middle, Hoover Middle, Kenmore East, and the Big Picture program. This exhibit was inspired by the photographic work of artist Angela Daas, who challenges the labels associated with race, such as white, black, and red, by reflecting on the true color of skin. Toward the end of the 2020-21 school year, Kenton District Art Coordinator, and she is phenomenal, Miss Denise Carr, Family Support Center Director, who is also phenomenal, Janet Sarah, surrounded by our phenomenal art teachers, Elaine Korzakowski, Jennifer Leone, Gina McCartney, Lisa Mielbergel, and Matthew Sigourney, embarked upon a collaborative undertaking to bring this concept to Kenton and all of our art classes that they teach. The art teachers worked during the summer to coordinate a multifaceted exhibit. Each teacher developed the curriculum that would be introduced in their art classes at the start of the 21-22 school year. The artwork itself is breathtaking, and this work has prompted important conversations about racial identity, humanity, and diversity, and our art department specifically chose our Family Support Center for this exhibit because of all the work that our Family Support Center does with all of our families. It truly shows how this artwork is on display to resemble what we are in Kenton, a very diverse community that continues to learn about the beauty in each other. And I really want to congratulate all those teachers, all those students that did such wonderful work, and go see it for yourself in this exhibit. The next part of the connection is to re-announce our breakfast with our board that is just around the corner. It's actually Saturday, December 4th at 9 a.m. We had mentioned and we had announced this in the past. I just want to make sure that we're hitting it again, that it will take place right at Kenmore Middle School building, which is at 155 Delaware Road, right in the community room, right where we have our board meetings typically on Tuesdays every month. And remember that all members of the Kenton community are welcome and invited to attend, and it's designed, the purpose of this forum is to provide parents and residents, and also staff, any other members of our community, a chance to ask questions or discuss topics of their choosing. Guests are encouraged to come early, and folks, for the purpose of light refreshments, we're asking you if you would RSVP. There's a link right there in the connection to use that form. That will give us the opportunity to provide light refreshments and plan accordingly. Also, if you have a topic or a specific question that you want answered or a topic discussed, make sure you put it on that form, because then we'll take the time allotted and we'll make sure that we're giving equal time to all of our topics, I should say, that are presented on that form. So hope to see you there, and thank you very much for participating. Our next section is vaccination opportunities. And just like I mentioned at the board meeting the other night, I want to be clear. None of this is mandatory for any of our students. All it is simply is an opportunity for our families to take advantage of. That's it. And we have one coming up. We sent that out last week. Our first one is tomorrow, Friday, November 19th at Hamilton Elementary. And that's through partnership with our great partner locally here with Rite Aid. And the response was so tremendous to that, we actually got another vaccination clinic with another partner. We really want to thank Brighton Eggert Pharmacy. This new vaccination opportunity will take place this upcoming Tuesday, November 23rd, also at Hamilton. The sign-up link was sent to families for that one also via text message and email. So folks, all of these sign-ups have gone out. There are still some seats remaining, especially for the one this Tuesday that you can sign up for. And of course, there's a second date for each one of those clinics, because all the vaccinations that are being offered are 2-dose vaccinations. But we continue to emphasize that this is completely voluntary. If you have trouble doing it, and I mean signing up, you can go right to your email and send an email to web_help@ktufsd. Any questions or help assistance registering, you could find some help right there. Thank you very much to our partners in Rite Aid and to Bright Eggert Pharmacy. Wonderful opportunities for our families if they choose to take advantage of that opportunity. Now, another update. Speaking of vaccinations, speaking a little bit about COVID, quarantine guidelines. We were actually just informed today, Thursday, that we learned that Erie County Department of Health is changing quarantine protocols for students who are identified as a close contact. ECDOH will now allow individuals in quarantine to be released after the completion of day 7. I really want you folks to look at the connection. We have a couple bullets in here that really define it for you. I just want to make sure I'm defining this part for you. Remember the two key words, quarantine. Quarantine is only used for those who are close contacts of someone who is infected. That's a quarantine. If you are the case and the person that is infected, the child or the adult, you are in isolation. So this is not for the people who are in isolation. These are the people that would be close contacts of somebody that would be infected. And as long as they meet certain conditions, they would be released from quarantine and be able to return on day 8. Here's the two major conditions. A diagnostic COVID-19 test with a specimen collected and tested within 48 hours before the end of the planned quarantine discontinuation. So in other words, let's break that down. After 5 days following last exposure and is negative, and as well, the second bullet, no symptoms are reported during daily monitoring. And folks, just remember, all of this can be very confusing. It's very confusing for everyone. So please, any questions, always reach out to your buildings first. We have a great human resources department also that continues to ask and answer questions. And of course, our Erie County Department of Health does a great job really rolling out any of these changes. So stay tuned. And unfortunately, if you are or you have experienced quarantine and you're in quarantine, we will always work with families to make sure that they understand how to proceed. So more to come, I'm sure. And the next section, I just want you to really take notice in the connection this week. We have a whole section called School Highlights. This is a new section that we're going to have every week in the connection. And this week we focused on 3 schools, Kenmore East, Kenmore West, Edison. Look at, folks, our schools do great things every day. We have the best, and I say it honestly, the best administrators, the best teachers, the best support staff of anywhere around. And this section gives you just a taste of how they work with the best children and really doing some great things in our district and creating not only great learning, but great memories. So check this section out as a new section in the connection. And finally, our recognition. This week we celebrated School-Related Professionals Day. This special day is celebrated throughout New York State to recognize the efforts and contributions of support school staff like bus drivers, food service workers, custodial maintenance staff, technology staff, teacher aides, monitors, nurses, and office and clerical staff. So I ask you to watch this video just so you could get a taste of what school-related professionals do. As you can see, folks, school-related professionals, I like to refer to a lot of these wonderful individuals as the people that are constantly behind the scenes. Whenever you see things work well, whether it's in our society, our schools, wherever we are, there's always those that are not necessarily always going to be front and center, but that are just doing tons of work behind the scenes in order to make things work. And that's what our school-related professionals are many times. They are the ones that are the caring people behind the scenes, making sure that your children get everything that they can on a daily basis. Thank you to all of our school-related professionals for making Kenton such a special place to be. And that brings us to the end of the connection this week. And folks, I just want to reiterate, we are coming up on a very exciting time of the year. It's a happy time of the year, and I want us to focus on that happiness. I want us to be safe, but I want us to really look at how we can continue, and we've talked about it before. I encourage you to talk to your children about always having a life of service. How we could do service, what we could do for others, especially during this time of the year and this season. Really continue giving, because that's what makes us Kenton proud. That's what makes us Kenton strong. And absolutely, that will keep Kenton moving forward and celebrating who we've always been. Have a great weekend. Go Bills.